Mr. Speaker, I rise today to offer some observations regarding my first 6 months as a new member of the 116th Congress. 2019 began with Democrat leadership denying the existence of an illegal immigration crisis at our southern border during a 35-day government shutdown. On 17 separate occasions since then, House Republicans have attempted to pass legislation that would provide $4.5 billion in humanitarian assistance. While Democratic leadership is considering H.R. 3401 this week to discuss humanitarian aid at the southern border, their proposal will not direct funds towards expanding detention centers, nor will it provide resources to correct the crisis, which is precisely where this kind of funding is needed. While this bill is fundamentally flawed, at least at this point, there is a bipartisan majority that admits we have a real crisis that requires action. Recent figures at the border are staggering. U.S. Customs and Border Protection announced officers have apprehended or turned back nearly 700,000 migrants in the past 8 months. Further, apprehensions in May marked the highest monthly total in 13 years near the southern border, with U.S. authorities detaining or turning away more than 140,000 people. It is our sworn duty to put the American people over politics, especially in the People's House. As elected representatives, it is our responsibility to deliver on issues that are important to the American people. This year's Democratic leadership agenda has focused on policy proposals that incentivize illegal immigration. Democratic leadership thought H.R. 1 was important to pass, though refused to support a motion that would have expressed that allowing illegal immigrants to vote be prohibited as it devalues and diminishes the voting power of an American citizen. How would Democrat leadership expect this to pass in Congress, let alone get signed by the President? This is certainly not in the spirit of compromise, but is most certainly a dead-end bill. Further, Democrat leadership passed H.R. 6, which includes various blanket amnesty provisions. Amnesty should never be passed by this House, especially when that bill includes no improvements to border security. Not only is putting illegal immigrants ahead of legal immigrants wrong, but to propose an amnesty bill is an obvious incentive for illegal immigrants to cross over the U.S. border. Another example is H.R. 987, a bill originally focused on lowering prescription drug costs, which was politicized so it too has no chance of becoming law. The provisions of propping up failed aspects of Obamacare and banning association health plans is contrary policy to what will drive down health care costs, which is choice, competition, innovation, and states' jurisdiction. Making the federal government a monopoly over health care is exactly the wrong thing to do if we want to achieve the goal of quality, affordable health care for all. This goal can be accomplished while assuring a safety net is in place, protecting pre-existing conditions, and keeping Medicare strong. Additionally, bringing to the floor and passage of the proposed United States-Mexico-Canada agreement, known as the USMCA, is critical to our continued economic growth. I state this as an objective outsider. House Republicans and the President continue to focus on growing the economy for all Americans. A strong national defense, including orderly humanitarian border security, reduced health care costs, free and fair trade agreements, revitalizing our stressed communities, regulatory reform, and improving the quality of life of American families. We need bipartisan policy which puts Americans first. Not America alone, but country first. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield back the remainder of my time.